The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the Happiness Jungle TV show with yours truly, your Chief Happiness Officer, Lyn-Dee Eldridge. And I was at an event just these last few days, and when you go places, it's amazing who shows up. So while I was at this event, and as you all know, I love to be a part of something that's bigger than me. And I meet this woman. Come to find out that I know her since she's a very little girl. And she was just amazing. She's got a message that is so important to the world that I am delighted to be able to help her broadcast it and really make it go viral, because I think that it's one of the most important issues of today. And it's no smoking and no vaping. You know, we came up with a solution many, many years ago to stop smoking and to be able to live a longer life, only to replace it with something that's going to kill us even sooner. And a lot of us don't understand that. We think that it's really cool if we get these little vapors and we're blowing these huge smoke rings and we're filling up the room with smoke where you can't see the person that's 1 foot ahead of you, in front of you. And obviously, it's very, very alarming, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So without further ado, I want to bring on this absolutely powerhouse woman who is meeting with such amazing, with mayors, and she's a shaker and a mover. Now, when I knew Leah when she was smaller, she was always a shaker and a mover, and she has grown up just to really live within her true meaning of who she truly is, and that's making a bigger difference in the world. She is the co-founder of Never Start, and she's all about no smoking, no vaping, and making sure that her message gets out not only to different communities, but to the world. So help me welcome and get ready to get educated. And if you got a vape, I hope after this show you're going to throw it out, not donate it, but throw it out. And if you're a smoker, I hope we come up with another solution for you. So without further ado, please help me welcome my guest, your friend, Miss Leah Olstein from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Hey, Leah.
Hi, Lyn-Dee. How are you?
I am absolutely fabulous, excited, and thrilled that we are reuniting. And knowing what you're all about now is just amazing to me. So before we get started on the cause, share with me, number one, why did you get involved in this? How did you get involved in it? And what's making you really dig deep and go after Never Start?
Well, I was a premature baby, so I believe that my lungs may have not fully developed before I was born, and I ended up growing up having asthma. And how we know each other is because your parents live next door to my grandparents, and I pretty much know you since 2 years old. So and my grandmother and your mother, they used to sit and smoke. That's what they did. My grandma smoked for, I'm proud to say, only 50 years, because I was actually the one that ended up getting her to quit smoking after 50 years. She just had enough of me begging her and begging her and begging her to quit smoking. And eventually she did it. So that might have been my passion unknowingly. And I did get other people to quit smoking along the way. A couple of years ago, I have 4 young children, and 11, 8, and almost 5 years old. Before my 5-year-old, right before he was ready to start school, I needed to work. And it was like, how do you work with 4 kids? Somebody's always sick. There's always carpool. And I was trying to figure out how to work. And my father recommended I go get a part-time job at Publix because I could do that after 8:30 at night when the kids are going to sleep. And I went into a depression. Not that I'm too good for working at Publix, but the reality is I felt deep inside that I had more to do than that to make a greater impact. So I started writing and talking to myself and trying to figure out what it is that I really wanted to do. And what I really wanted to do is create a hub that would bring all of the people that are really doing good in the world to come together. And I spoke with one of my friends about, two of my friends, separate friends about it, and they both directed me to a friend and a sister. And it turned out that one of these individuals, Sylvia Dreyfus, who is my partner now, she had been creating a bunch of different causes. She started a company called Hug, which is Help Us Give. And I know that I'm a hug healer. So it was just ironic. And we came together and we looked at all of the different initiatives. And she asked me at the end of a 24-hour meeting, literally, well, what do you want to focus on? And I said, well, I want to focus on Never Start. And she said, why? And I said, well, because everybody needs money. And for all of these different cause-related campaigns that I was presented with, and the reality is that smoking, and it was only smoking at that time, smoking actually contributed to more than 5 of the key issues that plague our world. Clean water for everyone, global health and wellness, environmental concerns. There were just advancing women and children, education, prevention. So it turned out that it just affected so many key issues that plague our world. And then I have my other partner, which is Billion Acts of Peace, which is led by 14 Nobel Peace Laureates. The Nobels are peacemakers, and they don't raise funds. That's not their forte. So I found out about the master settlement that was against big tobacco that was 20 years ago. And what really drove my motivation was there was $265 billion that big tobacco companies were fined, and they're supposed to distribute that funding between 46 states over 25 years. That was 20 years ago. And when I looked at the numbers and I saw that only 2 cents of every dollar has been going toward specifically education and prevention, I said, you know something? This is crazy. It's just crazy. I want to help get schools the funding that they need for education and for prevention. So I went to a bunch of schools, and everybody wanted our program. Everybody loved it. The roadblock that I ran into was, and it started out slower about a year and a half ago. The principals were asking, oh, well, what about vaping? What about vaping? Because most of our content was no smoking. It was actually no smoking with love. So we had to, this whole past year, we were just developing content for vaping. And then the other issue that I ran into, which was a major concern, was the fact that all of the teachers, and they're so overwhelmed. They really can't have more to do. And the principals, they're understaffed. They're underfunded. And then even the kids, they are cramming for tests and so much homework. And really, who really wants to be on a no smoking campaign? Like, even myself with a passion wouldn't have done it when I was younger. I wanted to focus on marine biology or my friends or going out dancing or something. So what I did was I said, how are we going to get this out? How would we be able to scale this, especially now with this major concern? I mean, yesterday I was at a school that this year they had 60 expulsions for vaping.
Wow.
Yes, expulsions, not suspensions, expulsions. And the reason is because kids are not only vaping, tobacco products which I'll get into, that are killing them, but now they're putting in like THC. And once they have that, it leads into legal concerns and expulsion. There is no other way. Kids are getting suspended for vaping, and that's a big issue because, okay, I'm going to say it like this. We can't hate the smokers and we can't hate the vapors. We can't even judge them because nicotine is the #1 most addictive drug in the world. And it only takes one time, especially someone young, and kids are starting as young as 8 and 10 years old. Mm-hmm. So this is a major epidemic in middle school and high school right now. And it is actually a national health crisis. One of the heads of the FDA actually stepped down and resigned. The Lung Association and their partners are suing the FDA because they knew that these tasty flavorings have a chemical in them that is a known contributor to lung disease and even death.
Wow.
Back when microwave popcorn started making tasty flavorings, people that worked in the plant were dying and also getting this new lung disease. Doctors were baffled until they figured out that it was from the ingredient that diacetyl that they were putting in the tasty flavoring. So in 2017, they knew this, the FDA, that ingredient was in the tasty flavorings. And they pushed off the hearing to disclose the ingredients on the packaging of the
wow.
and tasty flavorings until 2022. So that leaves, I would say, okay, if they knew, say 7 years of people breathing in this known chemical that was banned by the FDA back when it was concerned with microwave popcorn, but it's allowed to be in these products. So with all of this coming together, it was a major demand, and the issue was how do we get this to scale it as fast as it needs to get out there? It's impossible because you have, the schools, they start their schedule a year in advance. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get something in last minute. So what I did, and the way my mind worked, is we got to get this digital. So I looked at some different options, and I found an app, and it's a music education app. It's called Whirly EDU. And what I did was I took our songs. We have songs. Okay, so we're Never Start, neverstart.org. You never have to quit if you never start, and Play It Smart, Never Start. And our music, we have an original, their proprietary, a library of 65 anti-smoking and anti-vaping parodies that my partner has actually created. And it's called RX Bop. So RX Bop is the prescription to keep the kids away and keep people away from these deadly products. And we have a competition that we're launching through the app. It's called the RX Factor, where kids can get involved through music, sports, film. They create their own campaigns. They make their own tweets. I mean, we have a closed to educators platform for those that aren't allowed on social media because they're very young. And then we have social media that we can use to outreach celebrities, put out campaigns, put out PSAs, commercials, and whatnot. So,
wow. Leah, let me ask you something. What's the youngest age that you've seen so far?
Vaping, mm-hmm. or educating them?
Well, first vaping, because I've seen children that are single digits that are chilling out with their parents in a park, and I've seen them vaping, and I was just mortified by that. So, right. What is the youngest age so far that you've seen? And then we'll go into the educational portion of it. 8 years old. 8 years old. And I have an 8-year-old, and right. I'm devastated by that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I remember when I was going to high school, and it was Piper High. And at that time, it was in the early 70s, and we were allowed to smoke. As a matter of fact, it was a smoking campus. You didn't smoke inside, but you could smoke outside. I understand because now I have grandchildren that are in middle school, and they shared with me this weekend. One of my granddaughters came over this weekend. She goes, Whoopi, that's what they call me, Whoopi. Oh my God, people are vaping in the bathroom, and they don't think that they're going to get caught. And, she just went off, and my first question was, and I said, Brianna, are you vaping? have you tried it? She goes, no. So I'm so happy that right now her mindset hasn't been tarnished and the peer pressure hasn't gotten to her, because on another note, she said to me, Whoopi, they beat you down. They beat you down. They call you names because you don't want to vape. And I said to her,
Right.
well, I can understand that because that's a form of bullying and that's peer pressure.
Right.
And, you know, that's part of it.
Exactly.
So and then I meet you, Leah,
Right.
you know, after spending that weekend with my granddaughter. So this show is meant to be. And isn't today Kick Butts Day?
Today's Kick Butts Day. Actually, if you see my pin, and I have a big banner behind me, the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids launched this, and they actually just sent it to me yesterday. So, but I want to share it with you. It's called Be the First. You can see that. Be the first. Pledge to be the first. Let's make history together and help create the first tobacco-free generation. And so yes, today's Kick Butts Day, and for Kick Butts Day, our participation in Kick Butts Day, we have a proclamation that we wrote and the mayors are endorsing. We created a new symbol to replace the old traditional no smoking symbols. So it's no smoking and no vaping with love to help prevent all cancer and addiction caused by smoking and vaping. The mayor read our proclamation this morning, and we have one tonight, Mayor of Hollywood, Mayor Josh Levy. And tonight we're with Mayor Joy Adams of Hallandale Beach. We have had other mayors endorse our new symbol and sign our proclamation. And they're bringing it into the city, and they actually proclaimed that today, March 20th, will be the official no smoking and no vaping with love. Let's make sure that we include with love. I wanted to get back to what you said about your granddaughter. You triggered something in my own mind. So what's happening is my daughter's friend's mother brought it to my attention, is that my daughter and her friends, like they hold in going to the bathroom because they can't go to the bathroom at school because they say they're in there vaping. And that, and what you're talking about, bullying and all that. So I have another friend that, her son, he doesn't identify himself as anything specifically yet, but they think he might be transgender, and, his hair is really long and he's very insecure. He doesn't fit in. He doesn't feel like a boy. He doesn't feel like a girl. So he has these insecurities, and he didn't really have very many friends, but you know what? He found a way to fit in because now he's cool because he's vapes. And now it doesn't matter what he looks like, what he is, he fits in because he's vaping. And talking about bullying and peer pressuring, that's what I was talking about, being connected with the key issues. See, what we're doing is, and we're engaging students not only to have fun activities, but to create cause-related campaigns that show the effects. So smoking and vaping links now to bullying. So we link those key issues. So now we have the ability to help with these prevention programs that additionally address other key issues, like different cancers that are caused by smoking, different, global issues, global concerns, water concerns, and all of that as well. The global concern, not to mention there's 5 trillion toxic butts that are in our ocean. It's the number one pollutant that contributes to the contamination of water, soil, and air. So I have a lot of friends people that have been dying lately of cancer. So on social media, I see all of these cancer sucks, cancer's this, cancer's that, we hate cancer. And then they're, she never smoked a day in her life, but she has lung cancer. So I said, well, you know what? Did she eat while she was alive? Did she breathe? Did she drink or shower? Because it doesn't matter whether you smoke or you're around a smoker or you're in a place where you get firsthand smoke, secondhand smoke, thirdhand smoke. We're getting these 599 known contributing to cancer, almost 70 known carcinogens that are in these toxic butts contaminated in our water, soil, and air. And now, to boot, they have this new product that has this chemical diacetyl that's additionally unknown. So there is nothing good about this. And
Wow.
we're on the peace campaign, so we can't. I don't go with hate anything, but if you need to channel your hatred, you can channel it to these products because it is the evil on earth. Because there is nothing good about it. And back to those youth that are smoking and vaping, or vaping in particular, the ones that are bullying the other kids. Look, it is already scientifically proven that, you know, once someone gets nicotine into their system, it changes their brain chemistry. And then they start, you know, they get nervous and jitters, and, you know, they feel like it's at ease when they're calm, they hang out, they feel more relaxed because they have this addiction. So it is contributing to other key issues, like you said, like bullying.
Yeah, so let me ask you something, Leah. A lot of people are very visual. You could talk until the cows come home, and we both know that. But when you show people visually what vaping does to their mind, their brain, their lungs, there's got to be pictures, there's got to be images where if we went into schools, you notice I just included myself in your campaign, if we went into the schools and we put up on the screen massive pictures of children, what their lungs look like before, what they look like now, and their brains, and whatever else is being affected. Do you feel, and I love the fact that you have an app, I love the interaction with the app, but do you feel that this could be more powerful to add to the awareness of what you're making sure that your voice is saying to get out there?
Absolutely. And just, we do have the competition that is the RX Factor, and we also have a color jam, which is going to be a color war style, except we can't be war, so we're music, so we do a jam. But additionally, we have a curriculum. It's an 8-module, and a school can choose whether to have it like in a weekend crunch, you know, over 8 weeks, over 4 weeks, twice a week, however they choose to deliver it. In that delivery model, we have worksheets, we have PowerPoints, we have all of that. We show how the brain works, we show the chemicals inside. I could send you that information. I can email that. But we do have it.
Yeah, sure. I would love to see it. Because
we have. Yeah, it would make a greater impact. Right now, I'm trying to raise the funds. I'm working on raising funds for phase 1, and part of the fundraising.
Let's stop right there. How can people that are watching right now? How can they contribute funds? Where do they have to go? How can they donate to this wonderful mission that you're on?
So if you're looking to do a larger donation, that you're looking for a tax write-off for the 501c3 nonprofit, we are under Mission Possible Foundation /Never Start. So you can go to missionkey.org and donate and get your tax deductible. If you could put it in the notes that it's for Never Start, because we have 2 initiatives that we're currently fundraising for. We also have on our website, neverstart.org, there's a donate button that you can push and you can donate on there. We have some Facebook fundraisers and even PayPal. You know, there are different ways that you can contribute to our cause.
Yes. So right now, up on your screen, it shows the website, neverstart.org. There's a donation button there, guys. If you want to be part of this cause and make a difference, then absolutely go there, click, and it is a tax write-off, just like she said. And now you're involved in a community. You're involved with Leah Olstein and with her team, really, truly making an impact and a difference on, especially on Kick Butts Day, okay? Which is also Happiness International Happy Day. So what a blessed day today is to be making a difference. And I love how you say we don't use hate, we use love, we bring people together with peace. That is just, you got me. You know, I'm all over this. So this is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I take just a minute to read our proclamation so you kind of get more of an impact? Is that okay?
Absolutely, because we're almost coming to a close. So please do. Yes.
Right. I'll grab it.
While we're waiting for her, ladies and gentlemen, this is so big. So if you're a vapor, you have to realize that as you're sucking in, like if you were sucking in oxygen, that it has got to be doing something that is so harmful to your body. So here we are working for many, many years to stop smoking, to get healthier, to live longer and exercise. And then we turn around because this device looks so cool, it looks like such the perfect solution, where it's like the devil in disguise. And it really just scares me to no end. So I'm glad you're back. Go ahead and take it away.
So I'm going to read the proclamation. Whereas vaping among youth has become an epidemic and is considered a public health crisis as millions of teens are now addicted to nicotine, possible lifelong ramifications. And whereas diacetyl, a chemical found in many e-flavored cigarettes, is the same ingredient that was banned in microwave popcorn due to its causing irreversible lung disease and even death among factory workers who were subject to breathing its vapor during manufacture. And whereas in 2017, the FDA granted an extension to e-cigarette manufacturers, allowing them until 2022 to disclose their ingredient lists. And the Lung Association and its partners filed a lawsuit against the FDA over this delay, mainly due to their concern about the millions of teens who now vape. And new studies show that kids who vape are 6 times more likely to begin smoking cigarettes. And every single day, between 80,000 and 100,000 kids worldwide try their first cigarette. And 1 in 3 of those smokers will die from their habit. And just 1 puff of a cigarette contains hundreds of harmful chemicals and over 79 known carcinogens that cause immediate harm to a person's lungs, cardiovascular system, and DNA that may lead to illness and sudden death. And over 6 million loved ones suffer a smoking-related death worldwide each year, including 600,000 from secondhand smoke, of whom 165,000 are children every year. And currently, there are more cigarette butts in the ocean than plastic, as more than 5 trillion toxic butts are discarded each year, amounting to 1/3 of all global litter, resulting in the contamination of our water, soil, and air. And various color awareness ribbons are used to remember those who suffer or have lost their lives due to a particular cancer, disease, or other affliction. And turquoise denotes addiction, and lavender denotes all cancer. So we are taking away the traditional no smoking sign, because most places now vaping is illegal and smoking is illegal to do inside public places. So this is what we're here for.
This is big, and we are out of time, Leah, and I'm so happy that you were able to share that and to read that with us. And everybody, get in touch with Leah through neverstart.org and do your part. And if you're vaping, stop vaping and have a happy life, because we love you. So with that, everybody, peace out.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.